don't, Conlan. You know, it might be crazy, but I don't really feel like losing my channel on the first video. So Spotify is off. All right, Conlan, we're recording.
Wow.
I know. Podcast episode one. Got the outline right here. Some stuff that we're going to talk about. First, to start off, hello everyone. Thanks for watching. My name is Ben, and I'm
My
with
name's
my
Conlan.
co-host Conlan.
Yep.
So, Conlan, I mean, we've been talking about this for so long, haven't we? I mean,
How
years.
many years? Yeah.
Probably 2 years at least. I mean, one day we were whatever playing Xbox, and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's start a podcast, and then we never did. Um, but over the summer of 2020, I guess one good thing came of it because I got a PC.
Yeah, I've only been sick for, the entire summer.
Yeah, F in the chat for you. Um,
Yeah.
Once I got the PC, though, I mean, that opened me up to a whole new world of stuff. Ooh, I
Yeah.
hear dog.
Yeah, dumbass dog is barking.
So, Gonlin, we're just going to start
Yes.
off by doing our little introduction. Obviously, we've said our first names. Tell a little bit. I'll start off and tell a little bit about myself and whatever else. So, obviously, I'm Ben. Some of the stuff I do is I like to go on my PC. I do a lot of gun stuff. So
You
if,
have
if
no
you don't
goddamn
like guns,
idea.
then yeah, watch out for that. You know, this is high school nerds, but I'm also a gun nerd. Conlan's more of a game nerd.
Damn straight.
Yeah, but I mean, any question you can ask about guns, I probably have an answer for. Isn't that right, Conlan?
More than likely. I'd be shocked if you didn't have an answer.
Yeah, I would be too. But yeah, Conlan, anything about yourself that you'd like to tell us?
I like video games.
That's good. I do too. Dude, we already have something in common.
Who would have
It's
known?
like we've been friends for a while now.
Only several years.
How many? Well, it was sixth grade, right?
Uh,
You'll say it's
fifth, sixth grade,
you'll
something
say
like
it's
that.
before. You'll say it was in the elementary school. I don't
I
remember
know
that.
it's fifth.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm certain of it. I have zero doubt
All
in my
right.
mind. It's
I
at
think it was
bare
six,
minimum
but
fifth. Bare minimum fifth.
all right.
I started talking to you in fourth.
I don't even remember that.
I do, because we were in the same class and you sat literally directly behind me at the science tables. Like the ones that
Eh.
are on the sides of the classroom.
Okay, I do remember that. Okay,
Yes,
so
and
I think that's when
yes.
for me, that's when I like learned of your existence. And that's pretty much
Yes.
it. I didn't see. I don't remember talking to you.
It was like the end, it was like the middle end of fifth grade we started, like, somewhat hanging out. And then
Well,
sixth grade we, like, genuinely did, because you were, like, the only person I knew on that team.
and I all my old friends were in the other group, in the other team.
Exactly. It was the same. Yeah, it was the exact same for me.
So by the way, teams are when we moved to middle school, they do this thing called teams, which is pretty much four classrooms for each subject. You know, history, math, science, and English. And so what they do is they take 80 kids, which would be 20 kids per class, and they put them 20 in each room for an advisory or a homeroom. And then pretty much you just had to walk around this little area all day doing your classes. Which
Yeah.
actually, I kind of like that format, to be honest, but I think you missed out on a
It's
lot of
easier than
things.
walking from one side of school to the next, to the next.
Especially now, since we have to walk like literally around the school.
Oh yeah, thank God I'm not there. I gotta click. I got a few button clicks that I have to do, and that's about as far as I have to go.
Yeah, that's rough. So yeah, so once we got to middle school, all my friends were on the other team.
It was the exact same for me.
Oh,
The only
really?
person that I knew that was on that team were you and Ethan.
Oh, well.
It was because Ashton, Alex were on the other team,
Yeah,
and everybody else I hung out with, Samantha, Rebecca, they were all on that team.
that's true though.
So literally the only person I knew was you and Ethan.
Oh, yeah.
And then
And
we started hanging out with Zach and Nate a bunch.
Nate was the first person that I became friends with that I remember at least. Like actually like being like, "Hey, how's it going?" or like meeting, first person I met
Yeah.
and became
I think
friends
for
with.
me it was Zach.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that started a new era of schooling for us.
Yeah,
The
it was
table.
interesting.
course.
And then now we got our table now.
Colin, we don't have a table anymore.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
So to meet the social
How does that work
distancing,
there?
they have.
Because I don't know how that lunch works now.
So what they do is you got one wall, right? It's the wall. How about like that half wall right there, and where the stairs are? You can go down
Yeah.
into that hall. So you have tables coming off of that. They're staggered though. They're staggered like
Yeah.
you know, and there's one person on each side, on each end of the stagger. So they're like 6 feet apart essentially. And certain tables, there's like a couple that are more oval shaped, and I guess those are 6 feet across because those have a chair on each end. In total, though, it seats like 50 people. The cafeteria.
That's it.
Yeah. Of course, we
That
don't.
sounds awful.
Well, nobody goes in there actually for lunch. It's like us, and there'll be like 10 other people. The thing
That's
with
not
it,
terrible.
though, is that we don't sit in the back, kind of back where the table was, more like across
Yeah.
from the vending machines, right in the middle.
Kind of like where Drake and them used to sit.
Yes, yeah, like there.
Yeah.
So there's long tables, like these long rectangle ones, and
Yeah, I know what
those
you're talking
you can have
about.
one person on each end, and they're all closer to each other. So that's where we sit. We sit pretty much in the back.
Nice.
And that's okay, you know. Once people figured out where their seats were, assigned seats, quote unquote, then that was
The
okay.
unspoken thing.
And it still gets broken. That's the thing. You know, for those of you who don't know, it's high school, right? You sit at lunch, and
You got your
most of the
spot.
time that's your spot for the rest of the year, unless there's an exception of some sort, like
I had
few
that
people
one
change their
spot
mind or whatever.
last year. One spot I sat in last year was right against the wall.
Yep, and it's like it's just unspoken, you know. Like if someone takes your seat, it's like, dude, why'd you do that? There's a balance, and it mustn't be broken.
No.
Yet it still
can't.
does, and it's. There have been times where immature moves were made by me when seats were taken.
All by you.
Most just me. It was middle school, okay?
The rest of us were just like, okay, well,
You guys
what
just
about
kinda
it?
watched, yeah. He sat in my seat. What do you want me to say? You don't take it. And then he took my sandwich.
Oh god, that was funny. That was funny.
That was kind of funny.
None of us knew it until you came back, and because I didn't even notice he was eating it whatsoever. None of us noticed until you came back, and you're like, "Where the hell is my sandwich?"
I went to the bathroom for context.
Yes.
So I had to go to the bathroom, and then the kid who sat next to me decided to pull a sandwich out of my lunchbox, unwrap it, and start mowing down on it while I was in the bathroom.
None of us noticed until you came back and said, "Where's my sandwich at?"
I come
and
back,
we all
yeah,
look
the sandwich
around
is
and
gone.
we see him eating it. Literally, none of us noticed. I honestly don't know how. I was talking to Ethan and Spencer because they were both sitting next to me, and that was it. I had no idea.
He ended up, what, didn't he get lunch detention for that?
Yeah, for a whole week.
For a week? Oh my god. I still
Pretty
feel kind
funny.
of bad. I mean, okay, he kind of deserved it. He learned his lesson. I mean, he's not going to eat my food anymore.
No.
Not like he sits with us anymore, really, but this was in, what, 7th grade? Or 8th grade or something?
6th, 7th, something like that.
Yeah, middle school. What a fun time. And you remember when,
I hated middle school.
remember when people brought their DSs, like Greg and Alex?
Bro, don't even remind me.
We were just talking to Ethan, weren't we? When they were playing Mario Kart and Alex was doing the cheap shot, and Ethan got pissed and slammed the DS down. He goes, "What do you say?" I forget.
I don't know. He swore at Alex, got super mad at him, and then left.
He stormed out of the cafeteria because Alex did a cheap shot on him, which was annoying.
Funny.
But instead of getting angry, I just didn't play with him.
I didn't either.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play with him. If it's not gonna be fun, what's the point?
I did for like less than half a round, and I turned it off.
Like, you know what? No.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, middle school, what a shitty time.
It was okay.
High school's way better.
High school is better. I'll say that for
It's
sure.
way better.
I mean, you get to meet way more people. You get
Oh,
to
I don't
see
care about
things.
that.
Well, for me though, I think it's nice meeting new people sometimes, unless
You
they're
see, I don't,
mean.
because I don't like people.
Well, you know what, Conlan?
I like the people that I know right now. I stick to that group, and I'm all good.
Okay, I can see your logic behind that.
I like, I like the people that I already know.
You meeting people? That's hard.
That isn't you.
It isn't you. Okay, so
uh,
I got here on my outline. We got a question of the episode. I don't know if I'm gonna change this for every episode.
a question of the episode.
Depending. All right. So
You have a
I guess we'll
question.
see.
That sounds like an interesting thing that like nobody else has. I
Okay,
think
every episode there's a new question that we talk about. I
seems interesting.
I
I don't
thought
know
it
what
seemed like a good
you should
idea.
just surprise me every time.
All right. Yeah, I won't even tell you. That'll be even better.
Cause I didn't even look at the paper, the picture that you sent me. I opened
Oh,
it
good.
up and closed it.
All right. So here's the question. So your house is burning down. All right. All your
Mm-hmm.
family and pets are out, so you don't have to worry about them. You pick 3 items to save. What would it be?
3 items to save. Oof. Um. Damn, that one's tough. Um. I suppose my 360. Things like my baby. I don't know what I would do if that thing just decided to
I know.
break.
I don't even use it, and I still
Oh yeah, I don't
I
either. I
love
just
mine.
have it. I have it hooked up. I mean, I just don't play it
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. I got better things to play now.
Right.
You know, when you play something for 7, 8 years that until you get a new X console, then kind of grow attached to it.
Yeah.
Um, my PC, I can live without that. I'd honestly be fine with that.
Yeah.
Man, 2 more things other than my 360. Um,
Do you have anything priceless, invaluable?
oh no, I do have a signed football card from a football player I met when I was 6. I want that.
You'd want that.
Yeah, considering he's, dead now.
Oof. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, it's Cedric Hardman. He played for the Raiders.
Rip.
Yeah. Um. Honestly, other than that, I don't think there's like anything that I would ever like really want that I would worry about. Because the first thing I would worry about are my dogs.
Right. Yeah. So I think it kind of just leaves you with items. You know.
Yeah, and it's just that's all stuff I can replace, and eventually.
So if you had to do 3 things though, what would it be? Your 360.
My football card, obviously. I mean, that thing that genuinely is probably it's probably not priceless. There's probably a price for it, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Size doesn't matter. If you want, you can save your fridge. I don't care. If I mean, that sounds like something
oh
Pilot would
Lord, you're
do.
preaching to the choir there about size not mattering.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Virtually any Lego set I own.
Would you save the Millennium Falcon?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I owned it.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna get it
Probably eventually.
one day?
So my mom does like this weird thing. She sells nail polish, and she gets like a stupid amount of money for it. There's a
Really?
reason I got 2 $400 Lego sets, and it's because of that.
Because of nail
She
polish?
Yes, she calls it, dude. My mom makes like almost $1,000 from that shit a month.
You're kidding.
I wish I was kidding.
How?
Well, correction. She'll spend like $300, buy nail polish, sell it. She'll make 1,000 that month, so she gets a profit of $700.
Damn.
Yeah, don't ask me, man. I don't know. Again, there's a reason I've gotten 2 $400 Lego sets in the past 2-3 months.
You know,
And it's because of
2020 might
that.
be bad, but the nail polish industry is staying strong, I guess.
Apparently, I don't know, dude. She makes a decent amount of money for it. I won't lie. I think it's stupid, but there's that.
Imagine.
I do benefit from it a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so. Who'd have thought that your life had so much to do with nail polish?
Don't ask me, man. Don't ask me. She calls it her fun money, so
Fun. Oh, okay, I see. All right.
so
Hmm.
I think it could happen.
That'd be cool. How big is it?
Only 7,500 pieces.
Oh my god.
I already told Talia I'm gonna have her help me. She helped me
She's
with the
gonna
last
have
two
to.
sets we did.
Yeah.
Dude, the castle took us 17.5 hours. I don't even want to know how much it's gonna take, how long it's gonna take us to do the freaking
Right.
Millennium Falcon.
17 and a half hours. That's with 2 people.
Yes, that was the two of us for a 6,000 piece set. Never mind an extra 1,500.
That's gonna take a while, I bet.
I'm willing to bet bare minimum probably 20 hours.
20 hours?
Bare minimum.
Wow. How do you? What's your system? Do you, like, you say the blocks and then you look for them, or like do you both look for the blocks at the same
Oh, we
time?
just alternate between bags.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, we take all the bags out of the box, lay the bags in the box, and like usually the Amazon box it comes in because it's freaking massive usually.
Yep.
So we just lay it out in rows, and then we just alternate between each bag.
And does that seem to work the best?
Oh yeah, because like once you do one bag, you get a break for when the person does the next bag, and so on and so forth. So you're
Yeah.
not just sitting there for however many hours you build it for.
So those bigger sets, one bag is like one section of the thing
Yeah, it's just like each set comes in one separate bag. There's one separate bag for different sections.
for different Oh, that's kind of handy. I don't think do the smaller ones do that?
Depends.
'Cause I thought they just all chucked them into one bag, or like just chucked them randomly into bags.
Because like I got like these like ones that are like it's like a Boba Fett head, the helmet
Yep.
for Boba Fett, and that came with like 5 bags, and it's like 800, 600, 800 pieces, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So it depends, but like our but like you'll get ones where like you'll see two bags labeled number 10. So you get like one bag, you get like 2 bags for one number sometimes for one section.
Oh really?
I think Taya and I counted like a total of like almost 100 bags. Like this is including some of the smaller ones that are included within the bigger bags.
Mm-hmm.
We counted like 100 for the castle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Hmm.
Pretty much filled up a trash can with it.
Oh jeez. It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that'd be the 3 things.
I know. I almost forgot what we were what we were talking about. For me, I would have to go. I'd take my PC. There's not much on
I
it.
feel like
I would take
I feel
it,
like
though.
one of them has to be your PC. You didn't just spend like $1,000 for
Have
it.
it burn.
Yeah.
So
You see, for me personally, I don't care much for my PC because I didn't personally pay for it. I got it for Christmas.
right, it feels different when you when you pay for each
Exactly.
part of it. Yeah. So I'd save my PC. I'd get that out. I'd probably do my 360, my Xbox 360, and then probably some sort of firearm.
Just one of the many.
I don't know. Maybe the SKS. That that was my first one.
Fair
I'd
enough.
save the SKS. I like that rifle.
Fair enough.
Dependable. Russian. Actually, that one's Chinese, but you know.
Let's not worry about that.
Hey, that's back in the. That was
A gun's a
1965.
gun.
That was when Chinese stuff was still okay.
Now they're not.
If I've got it now from China, it'd probably be made of plastic and explode on the first shot, and then I'd get corona.
Probably.
I don't know. We'll see about that. If somebody gets it at school, we're screwed.
No, you're screwed.
Right, I am screwed. Oh yeah. So we had a meeting last week, on Friday.
Oh yeah. What was that all? How'd that all go?
So what they did was that we go into advisory, we sit down, and our teacher, I forgot, you still have not met the new teacher, the new advisory teacher. He's just like the old one. He's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, I like him. I think I like him better than the old one, actually.
Oof.
He's a lot more chill. Which is kind of sad
Alright.
because I've known the other one for 3 years, so. But
Just about.
I do like the new one better. So he's like, okay, so we got some papers to hand out. He hands out PSAT papers, which didn't make sense because I thought we weren't doing the PSATs. I thought this year was
So
SATs since we're juniors.
no, so I know like as a senior you do SATs. So I don't know how that's gonna work for me because I remember like before school started we got an email about that, and in the email it said that if you're a remote learner you don't have to do it, and now I still have no idea genuinely if I do or don't have to do it.
The SATs?
The
Oh,
PSATs.
the
I mean, I don't
PSATs?
feel like I would have to. It's a stupid practice. Why the hell do I need to do it?
PSATs is dumb. I don't.
But I'm just saying, the SATs, period, are stupid. They prove literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like, how do they expect you to know half the crap on there when you've never even seen it in your entire life?
Right. Yeah, some of the stuff you might have never seen, and they.
99.9% of the time on the PSATs, I just guessed. I didn't even try.
Some of
I
them were
just
like,
guessed.
yeah, some of them. I remember when we did that. I got to some of them, and I'm like, what?
There were some where I like did try on because I did know it, and then the rest of the stuff that I didn't know or I just didn't care about, I just guessed.
Yeah. No, I'm all right.
And when it came to the reading section, I just barely. I like read like maybe. I just went to one question, went to the paragraph, went to the thing, and went to just go find where the part was, and then I'd answer it.
Yes, that's what I did.
I didn't even read
They'd be
because
like,
I'm like I'm not wasting my time.
in paragraph 13, they talk about this. What does this mean? And you
Paragraph 13.
go to paragraph 13 and look. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And it's like I'm not going to waste my time reading it all because by the time I'm probably finished reading it, the time that I have on the section will probably be up.
Exactly. I hate that they're timed.
That's the problem I have with it too.
I remember on the very last one, I was literally like rushing to finish it. I'd be on like question
so
like
stupid.
10 out of 25, and they're like, "Okay, we have 15 minutes left."
And
And I'm
then
like, "Oh
dude,
god."
in me, I just go around. I'm like, all right, we only got 15 minutes. I'm just gonna guess the rest.
Time to guess.
That's literally all I did. I would just guess the rest of them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the SATs are so stupid.
Here, take this paper. Whatever you score on it will affect the rest of your life.
Yeah, or at least like college for you. That is like, I'm
Right.
sorry,
I'm
they
sure
don't prove.
if you want to get into a good college, you got to do good on that.
You see, for like somebody like me, I don't care about that because it doesn't prove how smart or dumb I am.
They won't even ask you questions related to anything you want to do.
Yeah, it's like there's a difference between like a test that you fuck up on for something that you want to do versus something that you've never seen in your life and you don't care
You
about.
don't care.
Really.
Yeah, exactly. You're not like, "Oh, that shucks," you know. It's like, well,
like on the PSTs,
okay.
I'm like, okay, this is a practice. This is not going to affect me. Period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It
Like
does
no
nothing.
matter how, I'm like I could get a 1 on this thing and it will never affect me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just
Could you
didn't
imagine
bother with
getting
it.
a 1?
Kind of want to try that.
Yeah. If we
Somehow.
do PSATs, I'll try. Get the lowest score possible. I think you'll still get in the hundreds.
Probably.
Because it goes
Even
to
if
like,
you're just guessing.
It goes to 1500, doesn't it?
I don't know, something like that.
I don't know if I'd
That's
even
for the
guess.
freaking nerds that do know everything.
I would try to find what the wrong answer is.
I know, me too.
Or you know what? Even big brain.
You got a 3.
Find the right answer, and then you can click any of the other 3.
Exactly. It's like once you know what the right answer is, the rest of them you know are wrong. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, PSAT's dumb.
They really are. Just SATs in general are stupid.
So we got that paper, and then our teacher gave us one that we had to sign. It was a contract saying, you know, we'll act appropriately. We'll dress like we were at school. We're gonna be nice. And then one of them said, no, show your face when the meeting starts, and no memes or joking around. And I'm like, no memes. When would I do a meme? Like,
I think it's like,
does he mean like send them, or
I don't know, because you can't do that with the chats. But I know like if you like sometimes with like your logo when you don't have your when you have your camera off, like some people have memes on there. Like there's this one kid that has like the Supreme logo, but it's like with the Pornhub colors for the logo.
Oh.
And so,
Okay, I see.
And then you got mine. Mine's a freaking picture of Towley.
Oh, that's true. It is.
So,
I wonder how many people get that.
oh, probably not many.
Like they're just like, why does that towel have arms and a
Damn, why are they?
face?
Why is it high?
Yeah. um. Why is it high? You can't even tell. How do you know it's high? Is it like normal or his eyes red?
Oh, his eyes are like super red.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So that was one of the rules. No memes. I'm like, when would I? Unless it was like, don't send a 24-hour never gonna give you up or something. I don't know. Because that was one thing I did in one of my classes. I'm like, check out this cool ecology link, and I sent the video to 24 hours and never gonna give you up. I don't
That's
think anyone
funny.
opened it. One kid was like, maybe I'll open it later, Ben, and the teacher's like, yes, good boy. And I'm like, no, open it. You're supposed to do the funny, not ignore it.
uh, yeah, see, like that whole thing when they said that I had to show up to that meeting, I'm like, first of all, how? And B, why would I? I'm already a remote learner. I don't have to worry about this. Is nothing new.
They said you had to show up,
And that's what two of my teachers said. I had no way of doing it,
but
so I'm like, I don't
how?
even care. Like this is
Yeah.
all stuff I already know because I'm already doing it.
Yeah, that's I don't think there's anything new for you, Conlan.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I don't from what I remember, no. Oh, I got a good story for you. So, one day we have one-way hallways, by the way, for the viewers. You pretty much have to go outside from the wings. You go outside and then around to like these two designated entrances. There's one on either side of the building, and then you go back up to wherever you need to go. So if you have a class down the hall and it's the
Bro.
wrong direction, you have to go all the way
Oh
around.
Lord, that is the dumbest thing
So
I've
it
ever
takes like a
heard.
30-second walk and bumps it up to like a 5-6 minute walk.
Oh my
So one day
Lord.
I
You literally
finish.
have to go around the entire building.
Yes,
That is
because
that's awful.
if I'm on the third wing, that's all the way at the top, and the entrances are at the lobby and the cafeteria or the gym. So all the way at the bottom
Bro.
or on the opposite end of the school.
So if you're like at our advisory and you have like a class that's like if you have to go to Burbanks.
I would have to go all the way around. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So speaking of
That's
that, I was coming
awful.
out of that class in the morning,
Yeah.
and I was packing up. I was a little late, so there was like three people in the hall. I'm like, okay, well I can go the opposite direction. I had already done it once or twice, so I'm like, see you
Yeah.
later. He's like, see ya. I go out and there's a teacher right there, and he's like, He's like, going the wrong way, and I'm like, okay, fine. You know, the arrow's on the ground. Say it. I'll go the right way. So I go
That's so
around.
stupid.
I'm making my trek across the school. So on the way, I come in at the bottom wing, where the health class is. So
Yep.
I'm coming down that hall, and I see one teacher walking against the flow of the traffic. Keep in mind, this is like packed hallway. Like he's got like his back pretty much against the wall. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like really? And then I come around the corner, and I'm starting to go past the cafeteria, and I see the person from lunch. You know who I'm talking about, Karen. We'll call
Yeah.
her, because she is a Karen. I
Oh
see
yeah,
her,
100%.
and there's two kids from our advisory, and they're looking down the hall like they want to come this way, and I see the Karen. She's like, "Okay, go fast, fast," and I'm like, "Really? Come on." So now I've seen one teacher walking against the flow, and then a teacher telling two kids that they're okay to go against the flow. I'm like, what? Does nobody understand the rules?
Apparently not. I mean, that's again another reason I'm so glad I chose not to go to school.
It's not over yet, Conlon. We're not
Oh
there yet.
Lord.
So I finally get to the history wing where I have my wildlife class
Yeah.
going down the hall. And yet again, I see one more teacher going against the flow of the hall.
Of course you do.
I get into my wildlife class, and I'm just upset at this point. And not because I got turned around for going the wrong way, but because I saw two teachers go against it, and then one teacher tell two kids to go against it. I'm like, come on. You make these rules, and then and then you're like, oh, it's fine. I don't know. That's just annoying.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds so stupid.
I mean, what I just don't get it. At least do it right.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
That's true. Like that's ever gonna happen.
Of
Um, yeah. So then the rest of the day I spent dwelling on that.
course you did.
So yeah, that's going
I'm so
okay.
happy I chose not to do that. I wouldn't have done that. Like even like disregarding my health, I wouldn't have done it anyway. Not a chance I would have gone.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's interesting for sure. I mean, lunch, the way we're doing it in the halls, and they say their cleaners don't mess with the clothes, Conlon, but I think they're messing with the clothes.
Probably.
Because Greg, Andre, and we all were wearing black sweatshirts one day in study hall, and every other day in study hall we'll go outside to the bleachers and we can take our masks off.
Yeah.
Conlon, we all had brown spots all around the bottom of our sweatshirts.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Dude, you know how bad that would be? You know the one black jacket I freaking wear? Like the only jacket I wear?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would suck ass. Yeah, I'm so happy I didn't go. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. There's no way that those cleaners don't mess with it because I like I'll hear kids complaining in my classes. I'll hear kids like in the room complaining about it because like they'll like ruin their clothes.
Yeah, um I went up to the vice principal
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "My shirt keeps getting, my shirts keep getting messed up from your guys' from the cleaners." And he's like, "Well, there's no bleach in our stuff." And I'm like, "I didn't say there was bleach in it. I said it's getting messed up from it." And he's like, "Well, I doused myself with it and it didn't do anything." I think he told me he was wearing it like a green dress shirt. And I'm like, "Okay, maybe it's something else." And he's like, "Yeah, maybe." I'm like, "Thanks anyway." And he's like, "Thank you." I'm like, "There's no way.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
bleach in it.
complete horseshit.
There is chlorine in it, which I
The,
hear messes up clothes."
sometimes it depends on the clothes.
So,
Yeah,
and that's what
I,
I was thinking, Colin, because it only happened when we were wearing dark colors. You don't notice it on white or
yes.
anything.
I'm sorry. That's like complete horseshit. Like, there's no way, because that is 100% possible. Because it's like there's no way that we go to school this year. The one year they're using all these cleaners. There's no way that it's coincidence that all these kids are complaining that their clothes are being ruined because
See,
of this.
right, and you know what I'm doing now? I'm
What?
gonna prove it to the vice principal. I'm taking a black shirt that I have that doesn't fit me anymore, and I'm laying it
Yeah.
on all the seats and sitting on it through the day. And so far,
Yeah. Do it.
nothing has happened. So I
Yeah.
went one day and nothing happened. And this is a day where we're inside in
Yeah.
study hall. We're not out on the bleachers.
Hmm.
So that drives me to believe that it is the bleachers. I think they put a different cleaner on the bleachers because it's outside or something, or they use something harsher because whatever the football team goes on it afterwards, and whether they're sweating a lot or something. But I think they put a harsher chemical on the seats out there after football games or practices.
More than likely.
That's what I think it is because it hasn't happened inside on any of my clothes, and
Hmm.
I don't think it's inside either because the teacher in there in study hall, we're in the PAC by the way,
Oh,
the
yikes.
like the theater area. So we're in there and we're like, well, the seats are fine. The seats would be all discolored if there was something
Yeah.
in her cleaner.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming anything on her. I'm like, first of all, it's not even her fault. They don't give her the cleaners. She has nothing to do
No.
with it. She's just doing what they tell her to do, which is kind of funny because all she does is walks through the rows and gives each chair a little spray from this bottle. I'm like, oh, that'll stop it. That's gonna kill it.
Yeah,
That's gonna
totally.
protect us all. Like, what the heck?
Oh,
And
dude, school sounds awful.
all the classrooms have a fan in them,
Yeah.
and it's blowing outward, so it's exhausting out the window,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I sit right in my first period forensics. I sit right next to it, so I have to wear like a jacket to keep from freezing. But I think it's okay. It was kind of funny though, because the fan started breaking.
Oh,
I guess
of
when you
course
run
it
them
did.
8 hours a day, they don't like that.
I
They bought like
believe it.
the cheapest, whatever, $25 box fan and made it, only the finest Chinesium, and they fall apart in a week, and they're like, "Why is this happening?"
Oh.
Well, you bought the cheapest fan on the market.
Probably, yeah.
It's probably the only thing they could get.
More than likely.
Of course, shipped straight from China. I don't know
Yeah,
about
they're
that.
worried
I,
about
I
they're
think
worried
the
about Maine and
boxes.
the coronavirus.
Yeah, we're probably fine anyway. I don't think we've had like 200 deaths in almost a year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, the cases are rising like 1,000 a day, but we get like one, or the
Yeah.
death rate we get like one a day, two a
Hmm.
day.
School starts and cases start rising. Weird.
What? No way. I don't know, man. I don't know. They said there was a possible
Oh.
case, but that went away. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, Lord. I don't know.
Let's. I kind of
School's
hope not.
weird.
I do like being at school. Through all this, I still enjoy my time there.
You
I get
see, I would rather be at school, but like under these conditions, it's like I can't like come near you. I can't go near you guys basically like ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, especially with the way you are. I mean,
Well, even then, for me, it's not like that. It's not like a crazy big deal. It is, but it's not super bad. But even then, it's like even normally, I would barely not. I would barely be able to because of how those rules are.
right. Oh yeah.
And
The
it's like, what's the enjoyment of that when I could just instead wait till the weekend to hang out with you guys instead,
Which we're doing. We're doing a Halloween party soon. I'm telling you.
without having to worry about all this other crap.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wearing a mask is annoying. I
how I bet,
Mask
especially for
acne is
6 hours
real.
a day.
Yeah, mask acne is no joke. I'm telling you right now.
I believe it.
You thought some people's faces were bad, Conlan? We're talking another level here.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm yeah. Luckily you don't see it 90% of the time because everyone's wearing a mask. But a lot of people wear like the medical ones, and I have like the neck gaiters that are like super
Yeah,
thin and like nylon or whatever. And
yeah.
everybody's like, those don't work, and I'm like, well, they don't tell me to not wear them, so I'm wearing it.
Fair enough.
I think they're better, probably because they're worse, but you can breathe through them. It doesn't blow air into your eyes, which burns. I'm probably not good at breathing in them. That's the only issue. That's why it's going right in my eyes. I like the gaiters better. Plus, if whatever, I do heavy breathing from walking around the entire school. I know walking pretty hard, so if it gets all moist in the mask, I can just rotate it. I can just spin it and
Yeah,
get it in a dry spot.
fair enough.
So I'm like,
I'm sure it's
wow.
easier to breathe through at least.
Yeah, because it's super thin and probably does nothing, but
Probably not.
who knows? Maybe the real masks don't help either. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
maybe it's like people are like overreacting or something. I don't know. Maybe.
No, don't even start this conversation.
Okay.
If we're gonna start a new conversation, do something other than that.
All right. All right. All right. Well, I got some other stuff here. Colin, what's your top three favorite bands or artists?
Green Day, Motley Crue, and oh Lord, those are like the top two at least. Those are like for sure the top two. The rest of them are pretty much on par with one another.
What would a couple of those be?
Rise Against, Def Leppard, uh, a million other bands that I could name if I really wanted to.
Yeah. For me,
But I don't particularly have like a top three. I have a top two. That's it.
I agree. Having a favorite band is like a favorite song. No way. I could never give you a favorite song.
Favorite song? Yeah, a lot of them are tied for me.
Yeah, there's just too many ties.
Yeah, I agree.
So my top three would probably be Metallica, Motley Crue, and I don't know. Same with
See, you get
there's a
to that
bunch.
third one,
There's
you
a
just
bunch
don't
for
know.
third.
Yeah, exactly. If I like had to choose one for third, that would probably be Rise Against.
Let me open up Spotify right here and take a look.
when you get to the point where you have like a million songs by so many different people, it becomes incredibly difficult to choose just one.
I know. I have
It's like
757. Kiss,
I
that would be a
have
good one. Or
527. I like Kiss, but I wouldn't say they're even in my top 10. If
no.
I had a top 10, I wouldn't even think they'd be there now.
Wow, interesting, Conlan. I didn't know that. AC/DC is too cliche. It's overused.
Oh, I could do AC/DC all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have like a number one band, and that's Green Day.
Yeah.
What
I
would your
like
number one be?
probably Metallica, Conlan.
Really?
Yeah, I've really expanded my Metallica listening.
I like Metallica, but they're not one where I could listen to them for where I would be able to listen to a lot of
All right,
their songs.
how many songs do I have in my playlist for Metallica? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 songs by them in my playlist. I think that's the most
Hold
songs I
on,
have
all
by
right,
one
hold
by
up.
one artist.
Let me count my Green Day ones.
Hmm. That's a hard one because there's a lot of different things at that point. Oh, sorry, Conlan. Rush. That's my third.
Rush, yeah.
Rush. So what I say? Metallica, Motley Crue, and Rush.
Yeah.
See, this is why.
I probably have at least 40 songs by Green Day.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, at least.
Is this why we're high school nerds? Because we like classic rock.
That and we're just nerds in general, let's be
That's
fair.
true. You get a point. I mean, some people don't even know about classic rock, and that's a shame. Like that class you were talking about.
Oh, dude, that was
Is it
awful.
bad?
Oh, awful.
It kind of hurts to hear somebody be like, "What's
I'm
that?"
like, dude, he's like, does anybody know Jimi Hendrix? I'm like, yeah, I do, and everybody else is like, who's that? I'm like, are you kidding me?
I think it's some guy with long hair.
And then he's like, Colin, who's that? I'm like, probably the. I guess if you had to ask anybody who the best guitarist in the world is, they probably answer that.
He is pretty good.
I personally wouldn't.
Who would you say?
Mine would either be Mick Mars or yeah, probably Mick Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Angus Young.
What band is he from?
AC/DC.
Yeah, talk. Oh God, Corona.
Are you good?
Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying.
I assume this is gonna be cut out.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it makes the cut. My eyes are watering. A little bit of water went down the wrong
Did
way.
you like choke on your own spit?
Water.
Oh, water.
Okay.
Continuing.
All right, Conlan. What is your favorite video game?
Batman Arkham Knight all the way.
Yeah.
That's not even a close, that's not even a thought in my mind right now. Although there is a very good chance that Cyberpunk takes over in November.
Right.
Find
yeah,
out.
Cyberpunk.
But I don't know. For me, I may have the Cyberpunk may be my favorite game. I will probably never have a game series that will ever beat the Batman Arkham series for me.
You like this series in general, yeah.
Oh yeah, just all three of them. If I had to rank them all, I could. But personally, they all be at first for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have their flaws. Like Arkham Asylum, that one you only have one fairly small area to do, and then you got Arkham City. It's got it's an open world, but once you complete the main story, there really isn't much else to do. Batman Arkham Knight, you got this giant ass city that you can explore. There's a lot to do after you complete the game, but there's so much Batmobile use.
And you 100% that game, didn't you? You completely beat everything in
Technically, I 240%ed it.
Oh, okay. That's because of the DLC, right?
So yeah, 100%. You can do that for the deal, and then the DLC adds an extra 20, and then you can do New Game Plus. So it keeps it all in one save. New Game Plus just puts it at the hardest difficulty, and you can 100% that part too, and then it all in one save. does it.
Yeah, that's scary.
Mind you, I did this all for one freaking Batman skin. Wasn't very hard for me, but I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had I had the XCloud streaming thing that Xbox has, so I have Game Pass, the Game Pass app on my phone, and I don't remember. My mom and I went somewhere, and while we were waiting for everybody, I went outside. I had 5G full bar service, I had perfect service. I pull out my controller, and I just start playing Batman on there while I wait for everybody.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
It runs pretty well on the phone. I'm quite shocked by that.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, it runs great.
Did you say 5G?
Yeah.
Do you feel the cancer yet in your brain?
Bruh. Oh, that was so stupid when people were saying that.
It doesn't do that, does it?
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I would say by far, Batman Arkham Knight is my favorite game. What's yours? I don't think I've ever asked that actually.
My favorite game of all time. Like if I could only play one game ever
Yeah,
again.
one game ever. Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. I gotta say Battlefield 4.
I kind of figured that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I counted how many hours I had in it. I think I have. I think I still have it open on my calculator. Let me look, because I added up the Xbox 360 time and the Xbox One time. 580.
Yeah, I probably have 300 or 400 hours put into Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a game I have the most hours in.
Yeah. Oh, really? You think so?
Oh, almost 100%. Well, actually, Minecraft might top that.
That's the only game that, like, we played a lot of Minecraft.
Between the Bedrock version, the Xbox One version, and the 360 version, and my PC, yeah, I probably, you know what? I probably have more than 400 hours on that.
It means Minecraft. Does it ever get old?
Depends.
It can. Throw back to the hard worlds.
Yeah. The problem with it is that there just gets to a point where it's just no longer hard. Like if we could start a server, me, you, and Spencer again, and we had hardcore on, then it would be fun.
Oh my god,
I would love a server for us where it's hardcore.
That'd be scary.
That would be scary, but it'd be something completely different and challenging.
That'd be legit. That would be actual challenging. Last challenge was good. I like that one.
Oh, where we went underground?
So, yeah, the whole point of the challenge is we spawned in. We got an hour above ground to get ready, and then we went underground and didn't come up until we beat the Wither.
Yes.
That was a fun challenge.
That was kind of difficult. I won't lie. Like if we did one where we strictly had to stay underground, could not go to the surface ever again, then I feel like that would be tough.
Right. The thing was we kind of did it, and then we're like, okay, so are we gonna get out? And we're like, yeah, why don't we just make it so if we kill the Wither, we get out, which was way easier than we expected, by the way.
Oh yeah, way easier. Yeah, I don't know. Minecraft is that game where like it'll get old for a little while, and then for some reason you'll just get one random whiff of you just want to play Minecraft, and then it's fun for a while again.
Yeah, it's fun for
and then you get bored.
Months, and then you get bored, get off for a couple months, and then you're like, let's play
again. And then you want to go back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it never gets old, but I'm going to say that
it's hard for it to get old. Like you'll get bored of it after a little while, but then you're just gonna have some weird craving to go back to it. It always happens.
That's something that a lot of games can't do.
Yeah, like for me, as much as I love Modern Warfare 3, I don't think I'd ever really want to go back to it.
Like really, like just play that for
a little while.
Yeah.
Like even though it's my favorite COD, there's probably some CODs I would rather go back to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will forever stand by this with COD. By far, Ghost is seriously the most underrated COD game to ever exist. I genuinely thought it was pretty good.
I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was right when Battlefield 4 came out, and Battlefield 4 was better.
Potentially. That was also around like the time that COD got weird with like things like Advanced
Right.
Warfare.
Yeah. Because that was the first game that they had released a year after the one before, right?
I
Or
think
was it
so.
or was it the game after that? Was it the game after
I
that?
don't remember.
Either
They
way, that
they
was where it
started doing
started.
that. Not it was around that time, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought Ghost was pretty decent. If they made a second one, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to
It was
that.
different.
Yes.
We don't have a COD like Ghost.
Like even
Ghost is a one of a kind COD.
like it's one of those games where it's like partially futuristic, but it's also not.
Right. Like yes, because they kind of went certain ways
You have
with
some
some stuff and
you have some
stayed
pretty
modern.
I would feel like would be you know you got the guns that are real, and then you got the guns that aren't real, but they aren't far fetched either.
Right. Like they're not like laser cannons.
No,
Like the
like
Ripper.
the Ripper.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, like the Ripper. Like that's not the most far fetched gun in the world.
No, mechanically,
But
don't ask me, but whatever. It was cool, and it wasn't. It
and
didn't like
honestly,
ruin
that
the
was
game.
one game where I didn't particularly hate any of the maps online.
They're all pretty good. I don't remember disliking any of them.
Yeah, but like it was also one of those ones where I don't really remember the maps very well.
Yeah.
The
Like-
one map I like truly remember, the two maps I truly remember are Skyfall and the prison one.
Oh god, you're talking names. I remember. Well, Skyfall was fun.
That was the skyscraper,
That was
and then the
interesting.
prison map.
Don't ask me how that worked in real life. Just part of a building collapsing like halfway through, and you're still fighting on it. Okay.
Don't worry about that.
There's the baseball park. Where you could
Oh
get the nuke.
yes, I remember that.
There was the one in the city after the big earthquake or whatever, or the device from space. I forget what it was called. It made these huge earthquakes, and so it was right on the edge of like this huge cliff. It was this city that was all falling apart.
Oh yes, I remember that.
There was that one bus hanging over the edge.
Yes, I remember. I would go in it and I would just lay there and wait for people to walk by.
Yeah. There was the fake dome copy.
I don't remember that one.
That was part of
I
the
do
DLC.
remember one. It was in like this like little. It was like in this like little city block. Basically, it had like tanks in the city.
Oh yeah, it was like a suburban town, right?
Yes,
like something
and
you'd
there was
see around
that.
here.
And anytime we played infected, there everybody that wasn't infected always gathered in the corner of that one building.
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I played a lot of infected and gun game on that game.
You did. You know, it was also really fun. The the co-op mode. You know, where it was like
Extinction.
No, not. We'll get to
No.
that. We're
Okay.
not there yet.
Got-
There was the one where it was like Spec Ops from COD from. Modern
I
Warfare.
vaguely remember it because we didn't play it much.
It was like it, but you could get like upgrades and stuff, and you could. Remember, there was like every 5 rounds, like all the crates would drop, and you'd have to go pick a gun or pick a piece of equipment, and then you could use that equipment whenever you wanted.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that, but like I said, I didn't play it very much, so I don't really remember it. It's super vague for me.
But you know what? I did play a lot, Conlan.
God, every goddamn time we would play, we would load this game up, and I would go to multiplayer, and then for some reason, this kid would ask me, "Let's go play Extinction."
Let's go play the Aliens game mode. Come on,
dude. That I will forever stand by. That mode sucked.
I still like it.
I hated that mode so much.
Why?
You had to move this goddamn drill between places. That was dumb.
It was weird, yeah.
It was a complete knockoff of Zombies. I don't even like Zombies that much, but Zombies was more enjoyable. I thought Extinction was so stupid. I would play it, but man, I would never like genuinely want to play it like you did.
I don't know, man. I would get on Ghost and I'd be like, all right, let's play some Aliens.
Oh,
Because
God.
maybe I like the lore or something. There was something about it that I liked. I don't know. The progression.
I feel like for me, there are games that I like that a lot of people genuinely don't like, and then I don't like games that a lot of people really like.
Kinda, yeah.
Like, I don't care much for, like, God of War, for example. I couldn't care any less about that.
I remember when you didn't care for Grand Theft Auto.
I still don't really care much for it. The online is fun sometimes.
I think the campaign was where it was at.
I thought the campaign was decent,
It was a good campaign.
but I also don't like Rockstar games too much in general.
Oh
But like
no, then you just
RDR2, I love that
yeah,
game.
you better back up there. You can't make people mad like that. I don't like Rockstar games. Well,
I'd say that I don't like them. It's just they're not my kind of game generally because I
yeah,
don't play games like that usually.
makes sense. Makes sense. Free roam games are different.
See, yeah, I would say I think the only the only few free roam games I've ever played that that I genuinely enjoyed are the Batman games, Fallout, and RDR2. Those are the ones that I like really enjoyed. And then GTA is kind of like one where it's in the middle. It's like I didn't really enjoy that one until like the end.
Yeah. Right. So what's your favorite free roam game in general?
My favorite free roam game
Would
in
that still be
general,
would that be Batman?
I would say Batman Arkham Knight, but that one's not as vastly free roam. If I had to go like just like strictly on free roam part, I would probably say Fallout 3.
Yeah. Isn't that
Just
Bethesda?
because, yeah, Fallout 3 was like
Yeah.
just it has a much bigger map and there's a lot more to do for free roaming.
Yeah.
Free roaming in Batman, you're basically just driving a Batmobile through
The
the
street. Yeah.
streets or gliding around the rooftops as Batman.
Yeah.
That's basically all you're doing. There's not much like interior stuff
It's
in
just
that
kind of
game.
buildings.
Yeah, there's not much of that at all.
I gotta
It's
say.
like there's like very few buildings that you can actually go into, and even then, it's like a super limited space. Usually trying to get a freaking Riddler trophy.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite like free roam would be one of them. I think would be Just Cause 3.
Yeah, see, I never played
There's
that.
so much you can do. I mean, the destructibility of the environment. I mean, you've seen some of the clips. I mean, you've heard a couple of my stories. There's just so much you can do. Even I didn't even care about the story. The story is I mean, it's a fine story. I mean, I didn't really focus on it because it was actually I found doing other stuff more fun, like attacking outposts. Remember the one video I sent you of me in the jet, and I was just shooting like 100 rockets at
Yes.
this one oil rig that the enemies held, and I destroyed it without even getting near it. You can do
Yeah.
stuff like that, or you can, sneak in, shoot a couple guys, and then people start shooting at you, and then you blow the whole place up while you're in it. And the DLC too. I mean, they added like these outposts in the sea, kind of like the oil rigs, but different. There was different stuff you had to destroy, and you get
Hmm.
the jetpack wingsuit. That makes sense, right? With a minigun and a rocket launcher also
All right.
built into the wingsuit.
All right. What like for like any game really like what game had like the most memorable story for you?
Memorable? Oh, probably Modern Warfare.
I think
Do I
I
have
think for me on that one, I think that one would probably be RDR2.
RDR2? I need
Yeah.
I need to beat that.
Dude, that I would say at the beginning it was a little slow. And then once you get to like the middle end of the game, that's when it like genuinely becomes super good.
Yeah.
There was one part where you go to like I don't even remember. You end up washing up on shore on this island. I don't remember where it was. I thought that was a really weird part of the game.
Oh, in Cuba? Didn't you go to Cuba?
Yes, in Cuba,
Yeah.
yes. I couldn't remember. I wanted to say Costa Rica for some reason. But yes. When you end up in Cuba, I feel like that was a really weird and probably unnecessary part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that part. Other than that, I like the rest of the game a lot.
I really should play it and just beat it, but I got the
It's
PC
good.
plugged in. Yeah, I know, it's good, and I love it when I play it. I'm always having a good time, but I just don't, I just can't keep with it. I guess I don't know.
I played like the first couple missions, and then I stopped playing it for several months before I'm like, let's reinstall this and let's play it. Once I got to that second point, I just continued playing it for
Yeah.
like a week before I beat it.
Yeah, that's hard for me. It's like watching a TV show. I get into it. I'm like, oh, I like this, but then like one day I don't watch it, and then I lose the streak, and then I just forget about the show.
I kind of did that with King of the Hill recently. The problem I have with it is it's on Hulu, and all the ads just keep bugging me. So I think I just kind of stopped watching it there.
Yeah, that which
I've been
sucks.
watching The Big Bang Theory recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I
Is it?
watch it on HBO.
Hmm. I've like watched it on whatever the night TV, whatever's on TV, but I didn't really care for it.
You see, it's similar. I would say it's fairly similar to that '70s show, which is why I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of same idea,
And
or like
they removed that show off of Netflix, so yay.
that '70s shows. Oh, it's gone
Yeah,
after all these years.
yeah, I'm pretty sad about that.
Oh, that is
It's alright.
pretty
I think I'm
sad.
getting on Blu-ray pretty soon, so there's that.
Well, that's good. Blu-ray that '70s show. I didn't even
Yep.
know they made that.
Oh yeah, it's not that old of a show.
No, it was like
Probably ended
early
like 15 years
2000s.
ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like super old, but it's definitely not new.
Conlan, I wasn't gonna say it, but I kind of have to. I remember the time when you thought it was made in the '70s.
I'm pretty sure I was joking about that, but for some reason you thought I was serious about it.
I hope you were joking. Honestly,
Because I remember sitting there, I'm like, does he think I'm serious or does he think I'm kidding?
you're
Because I
like,
couldn't tell.
you were, yeah. I wonder
I'm
when
like, I
the show
wonder if
was
it was made
made.
in the 70s.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it was
Dude, I couldn't
not.
tell. Dude, I remember when I said that, I'm like, does he think I'm serious or does he think I'm kidding?
I
And then we
thought you were
didn't talk about it
serious.
again, and I was like, maybe he thought I was kidding, and that's why we didn't mention it. I didn't know you thought I was serious.
Of course, I thought you were serious. You seem serious. You weren't like, hee, bruh. It was actually made in the '70s.
No, I remember saying, I think it might have been made in the 70s.
Yeah,
And then
yes.
you're like, and then you kind of just looked
I'm
at me.
like,
I'm like, I really hope he
no.
thinks I'm kidding, because I'm like, I know it
Yeah.
wasn't made then. I think it started in like, I don't know, 97, 98,
Yeah, late
something like that.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with,
Do you have a favorite TV show?
do I have a favorite TV show? That's a good question. Um, yes and no. Like, if you asked me 5 years ago, Family Guy, any day.
I know you.
When I was 11 years old, Family Guy was my favorite show. Okay, so um, yeah, I still like the show. I don't watch it anymore. I think they've changed. I think the classic episodes are by far better. I
It's
haven't.
kind of like South Park.
Yeah, they're okay now. I like the old ones better though.
Same.
I don't know, it lost its charm, I guess.
They made a pandemic special episode the other day.
Did you watch that?
I still haven't watched it yet. It's on HBO, and I haven't watched it yet. It's like a 45-minute episode. I
Yeah.
still haven't watched it.
The Comedy Central said it was an hour, but that's probably with ads. So
Yes, yeah, it's
yeah,
with ads.
I thought that was because isn't it an old episode that they made during before this pandemic, or is it new?
No. It's about the
It
coronavirus.
is because I remember they did
Yes.
make a pandemic episode
Oh yeah,
years
probably.
ago. Christ, they made any episode
You see,
they've made it.
for me, with things like South Park, I like the older episodes more, but I'm okay with the newer episodes too. Same with The Simpsons.
I think they're fine. I just think the
Like,
older
I don't
ones are
think they're
better.
bad. It's
Yeah,
just they're not as good.
yeah. Like if I had to choose, of course, older episodes anytime. Even like the original, like first, second season when it was actually like pieces of whatever uh,
Cardboard.
cardboard and yeah, coloring paper
Yeah.
and whatever. I still do. I think it's better than today. Maybe.
In some ways.
Yeah. Not
I think the
all the time.
problem now with shows like that is that they cannot be nearly as offensive because of how,
We are
people
now.
are now.
Oh yeah, the older episodes were
Oh, but then you
raunchy.
get things like Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, the older episodes, like, they didn't care.
I didn't even think. I always thought The Simpsons wasn't even inappropriate at all.
Oh, it depends. It
Yeah,
depends on
some
the
episodes are
episode.
different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's like King of the Hill. Like, eh, maybe some episodes.
Yeah, it depends.
Nothing I wouldn't show
I
a child though. I mean, it's King of the
yeah,
Hill.
same.
He sells propane.
Uh,
There really aren't messed up episodes. There would be
so would
like,
you say like Family Guy is still your current favorite show, or has it been replaced?
I think it's been replaced. I think it would be as much
I'm
as you won't like me saying
I
this.
I have a feeling I know what it might be, but I'm not certain.
I Me neither, to be completely honest with you. But I'm gonna say The Office.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Mhm.
I will forever think that show is so overrated. I don't think it's funny at all. There was very few occasions where I actually laughed at it.
I think there's only a few laugh out loud moments, but I think just the way they act, their satirical manner, that's what gets me.
I honestly thought you were gonna say Impractical Jokers. I thought that was it.
See, I didn't even think about that. That's up there too. We're talking like maybe tied for first. Impractical Jokers. That's a good show.
They have it all on HBO.
All right, I know, I know,
Next time you come
I gotta
over,
get
we
it.
got stuff that we can watch.
Yes, we can actually like watch them. We don't have to look around on Netflix for
See, for
55
me, I for
minutes.
sure have a like a number one favorite show, but I don't have like a top five. Like that '70s show will forever be number one. There's probably nothing that's ever tied with it.
Yeah,
Never will. But then I got like everything that's tied for second, like Lucifer, Gotham, and all that.
yeah, and
I have all that tied for second. Hell on Wheels. Oh man, I love that
Hell on
show.
Wheels, and I didn't even get to finish it because we got rid of Netflix.
That was a really good show. That was one show I watched the first episode and part of the second episode, and then I stopped watching it. And then like 2 months later, I came back. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give this one more shot because it was all right. I'm like, I just need to get past the second episode, see how it goes. I got to like the third episode. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like by like the last season, it got a little weird.
didn't.
Oh yeah, it got very weird.
Last episode I watched was the one where what's his face, the Swede, when he murders that family that he was with. That was bad. But yeah, remember that?
Oh yes, yeah, where he starts drowning the dude. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember that. Yes.
he was getting
So
baptized.
I don't remember if you ever got to the part with Elam.
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know if I want to tell you. It's pretty sad.
Does he die?
Yeah.
That is sad. I remember when Colin had to shoot that guy he was friends with. Remember the train
Yes.
got stopped. I forget exactly.
Yes.
I barely knew that guy, but I was still kind of sad when he died.
I feel like no Elam. I shed a tear at that death. That was actually really sad.
It was sad.
Yes, because he got like attacked by a bear, and so it like screwed him up like mentally.
Oh yeah.
So he was trying to take all these women as like his slaves basically.
Oh
And so and like Colin was like genuinely trying to help him,
yeah.
and he eventually ended up shooting him.
Oh
And
really?
that's what for me it's like if Elam just died, I probably wouldn't have been as sad. But when Colin had to kill him, that was really sad.
We probably just ruined the show for people who are watching it.
Probably.
Oof.
Maybe before this you edit in spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yes, I'll
Yeah,
put that.
yeah.
Flash it on
But
the
that
screen.
was for me it was only it wasn't sad when he killed him. It was sad when he was burying him.
Yeah.
Yes, because Colin started crying, and that's like I think that's the only time I've ever seen him cry on the show.
Yeah, probably. I don't think he cried.
That was
Like
really sad. I
20
shed a
times
tear to
maybe.
that one, and I don't usually shed tears to movies or games or anything like that.
Yeah.
I did for RDR2 though. That was also really sad.
Yeah.
That made me pretty sad. I feel like you've definitely heard that by now.
Oh, like 100 times.
I mean, with that, how could you not? The game's been out for over 2 years now, so
Yeah.
there's
I
that.
still haven't beaten it. No comment.
Somehow, even though you're the one that bought it.
I did buy it, didn't I?
And I beat it before you.
And you beat it before me.
And you were more excited about it than me.
I was so pumped, and then I just never played it. Yeah.
See, I have a favorite show. I don't have a favorite movie.
You don't have a favorite movie?
Oh no, dude, I could never tell you a favorite movie.
Could you say a favorite series?
Oh yeah, that 70 show. That 70 show is my favorite
No, I
series.
mean like
Oh, favorite
movie.
series of movie.
Yeah,
Oh, see, movie trilogies, and that probably not even that.
Star
'Cause I have
Wars,
so much there that's tied.
John Wick. There's too
See,
many
yeah,
things.
John Wick for me. John Wick, the first three Transformers movies for me, the Dark Knight trilogy, all of those. Yeah, see, I wouldn't even be able to pick a trilogy either.
Yeah, if I had to say my favorite movie of all time, it's got to be one of the John Wick movies, either the first or third.
I like John Wick a lot, but I wouldn't even think. I don't think it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's
No.
definitely one of my favorite like series for
Yeah.
sure, but not like just any particular movie. I'm excited for the fourth one though.
Yeah, I also my love for Die Hard will never go away. Oh, but sorry, favorite movie, favorite trilogy would probably be John Wick. My favorite movie is Black Hawk Down.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot that you actually do have a favorite movie.
I love
See,
that.
I like Black Hawk Down. I would never say that's even like within a top third.
Oh,
I
for
would
you,
say
yeah.
for me, probably not even like top 50.
Oof.
I've seen a lot of movies, man,
Yeah.
that I would definitely prefer to watch over that.
Well,
But like for
I,
me,
I like looking
for
at
a
like the
re-
real military operation behind it.
for a long time, my favorite movie was Tron,
Tron.
and that still holds. That still holds fairly. That is still one of my favorite movies of all time. But I don't think I could say that I have a favorite movie now with how many movies I've seen.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense too. I mean,
Like,
you
I've
see
watched a lot of
hundreds or
movies.
whatever, lots of
Like,
movies.
Yesterday I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I wonder what movies I would be looking forward to this year, or that I'm still looking forward to. Like this year, I think the only movie I'm looking forward to is Dune.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Oh, dude, it's a book. They had a movie in it for it in the 80s. I didn't really like it that much. But this new one, it looks really good. I'm excited for it. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it with my dad in December.
That'd be cool.
And then yesterday I was like, I'm like, what movies would have come out this year that I would have been looking forward to? And I realized yesterday was October 2nd. And on October 2nd of this year, Venom 2 would have came out.
Oh,
And that I was like, God damn it, I wanted to
Yeah.
see that. I'm like, that's one movie. I think it comes out in June.
yeah.
But like, still, I'm like, man, that would have come out today. I'm like, that sucks. I was excited for that movie.
I know, and I didn't watch Venom for a while after, and then one day, like I went to my uncle's house, and he's like, "Hey, you want to watch this?" And I'm like, "Sure, I guess." And I'm like, "Oh, this is a good movie. I really like this."
I know, I liked it. There was a point I do believe that they were thinking about making it an R rating. To like, you remember when he bites the dude's head off?
Yeah. there's a
I
couple-
think
couple
they
moments like
did
that.
have one thing where they showed like all of it
Oh yeah.
with all blood and everything, but then they cut it out to make it PG-13.
Ah. See, I
But they're
would've been
making
okay
a
with
second
that.
one that I'm excited for. I'm definitely going to see that in June.
I was gonna say Marvel does need an R-rated movie, but they do have Deadpool.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no plans for that one. I don't know if they will. I hope they do. Like Deadpool 1 and 2, those are some good movies, man. I
Did
like
we
those
watch the
movies.
second one?
I
think
don't
we
remember.
did.
I
I
don't
just
think
remember
we
watching
did.
the first one at your house.
Yes. We watched the first one. That was what, me, you, and Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that. I would say, yeah, but like other than that, I'm like, wow, there really was not a lot of movies I was actually looking forward to this year. I'm like, other than Venom, I wasn't really thinking about much. And then they released the trailer for Dune, and I am really excited to go see that.
Well, you know what we did see, Conlan? Impractical Jokers, the movie.
Yes, I forgot about that. When did we see that? That was in like what, January,
I think it was.
February?
That's what I was thinking. January.
Yeah, I
Or
remember.
No, was it? Or was it right after we got kicked out of school?
Oh, it might have been actually.
So that would have been like March.
Yeah, yeah,
Still
March,
snow on the
April
ground.
ish. Yes,
There was more snow on the ground in March than January.
that's true. Yeah. So it's probably March or April. Cause I remember you're like, you want to go see this? I remember thinking, I was like, do I want to go see it? And I'm like, fuck it, I don't have anything else to do.
It's a good movie too.
It's all right.
I think, I don't think it was really they were going for like something like a movie. I think they were just trying to make like a longer episode with a little bit of
That's
story
pretty
behind
much
it.
what it looked like.
That's what it seemed like to me, and I'm okay with that. I was fine with
I was
it.
alright with it. I
Yeah,
don't think it was
didn't make it
awful,
bad.
but yeah.
It was funny. It
I
was just
mean,
like
it
watching a long
easily could have been
episode.
worse. It could have been way worse.
Oh yeah, I mean they could have done. How do you mess up like something like that though? I guess.
I think my favorite part about that was when he was reading the eulogy to people.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was
Oh, dude,
like
that was so funny.
yeah. He would one of the characters or each character would go. They were at the Washington Monument or the Lincoln Memorial,
Yeah, Washington Monument.
and they would go up to tourists and be like, "Hey, I gotta give out a eulogy this afternoon. Can you read it? Can you listen to it?" And
Oh,
they're like,
dude,
"Sure."
and he would do like all these awful things about it. That was so
He'd be
funny.
like, "Look, I love you, but you took my grilled cheese, so
Yeah,
I
you're a complete bastard,
yeah, yes, yeah." It would just be like straight up like mean, like,
dude.
"Look,
Like, yeah, it'd
you suck."
basically be insulting them.
Yeah, and the person
Basically, be like, I hope you turn over in your grave.
and the goal was for the person to be like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Oh, bro, dude, if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, make sure you film it too. Send it to me. Here's
Like,
my
yeah,
number.
film it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, send me a link, okay?
But to be fair, if any of them came up to us, we'd know who they are.
I know that dude. That'd be actually really cool.
You'd probably freak out inside.
So when I went on the Heritage Tour trip, we rode those certain buses, tour buses, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever, nice bus. And then I was watching Impractical Jokers one day, and they were in New York City, and that same bus went through the background, and I'm
Wait
like,
a minute.
oh, dude, what if, what, like, what if I was on
Except
that bus? Of course, it could have been 5 years old, and it was like a group in the past, or it wasn't even a Heritage Tour group, and somebody else rented the bus. It's not like we're the only ones using them.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I remember seeing that in the background and be like, "Whoa, that could be
Uh,
me."
all right, I have one question. If you could meet any person on the planet, dead or alive, doesn't matter, who would it be?
If I could meet anyone,
Yeah.
it's kind of tough, Conlan. Oh God. Do you have a do you know
For me, it would probably be Christopher Reeve.
who's that?
He played Superman in the original movie.
What if you meet him and he's like a total jerk?
Well, I can't now. He's dead.
Well, what if you did and he was
That
super
made me
mean?
pretty sad.
Even though he literally just came back from the dead, he'd be like, "All right, where's my coffee?"
Yeah. I don't know. I know people say Tom Cruise is like that.
Oh, yeah, there's some like who's the one? Paul Blart. Christ.
Oh, I believe it.
My dad had a friend that was part of a film crew, and they're like, he's mean. They didn't like him.
Oh,
He's super uptight.
oh,
Yeah,
rip.
yeah. Someone you see on whatever the movies, they look so nice, and then you meet him,
You
and he's
know,
actually not
Tom
cool.
Cruise may be like, for all, I don't know if he's like actually a complete dick in real life. He might not be, but I've heard people say he is. But man, dude, he does some of the craziest stunts.
Right, he does all his stunts, doesn't he?
A lot of them, dude. He wants to shoot a movie in space. I'm not talking like a movie that's with him in space. No, he wants to go to space and film a movie.
All right, boys, pack up. We're going to space.
Dude, okay, so in Mission Impossible Fallout, you see one scene with him clinging onto the side of this plane that's taking off. That was a legitimate thing he did. He literally
actually
clung
grabbed
on.
onto a plane.
He literally was clinging onto the
You're
side of a
good.
plane that was
Take
taking off.
off.
I'm not even kidding.
The producers and stuff are like, "Is he gonna make it?" And the other guy's
Oh
like, "I
yeah,
don't
dude,
know."
dude. There was like genuine left. Like, dude, I know there's been a lot of times where they thought he was probably gonna die.
You're like, he's screwed.
And
As
I
the
know in
plane
another
takes
one
off.
of them, he goes underwater for like 2 minutes in one of the movies,
Oh
and he's
God.
swimming. He does this in real life too. He literally, I think he practiced for a couple months to
Screw
literally
that.
hold his breath for that long. And there was
Nice.
one, and there was one close call where he where he almost died. Yes, yeah,
They're
yeah.
like,
I was like,
"Hey, Mr. Cruz, you probably shouldn't be doing these stunts. You almost just
he's
died."
like,
And
yeah,
he's
fuck
like,
it.
"Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah. Oh well. If I die, you'll probably get more money."
Honestly, yeah, probably. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's one movie that was supposed to come out this year. Top Gun Maverick. That was supposed to come out. That
Oh
didn't
yeah.
happen. I was looking forward to that.
Imagine
Uh,
remaking a movie. That's pretty much all they're doing now. They're
that's
talking
a
about
sequel.
remaking other movies too. Oh, it's a sequel.
Yeah. It's alright. They could remake any movie for me, and I probably wouldn't care as long as they try to never remake Back to the Future.
We can only hope not.
That is just one movie that just can't be remade.
It's too good. You don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
All right, Conlan. I gotta go eat. It's time to wrap things up. What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, if anyone stuck around for the whole length of this video, thanks for watching. All right.
I'd be shocked if anybody did. I'd be shocked if we get one person that watches this video,
Hey,
alright?
I'll talk to some people. Okay.
Our friends don't count, Ben.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, who knows?
All
Maybe.
right.
Doubt it, though, but you never know.
Sounds good. I'll see you later, man. All right.
Alrighty, it was fun.
Yeah. If you like the video, I guess you can like it if you want, but we'll see. I'm
I
getting
hear
yelled
you
at,
getting
so I gotta
screamed
go.
at.
Yeah. See ya.